president who oversaw most of the 1930s was Franklin Roosevelt. What did Franklin Roosevelt accomplish as president? Why was he so popular? Franklin Roosevelt was born in Hyde Park, New York in 1882. His parents were both from wealthy families, and young Franklin lived a privileged life. He was an average student in school, but attended Harvard and graduated with a degree in history. In 1921, Roosevelt contracted polio. As a result, he became permanently paralyzed from the waist down. In private, he used a wheelchair, but took great lengths to hide his disability from the public. Even while he was president, most Americans did not realize he was unable to walk. He first made a name for himself in government as the Assistant Secretary of the Navy. He then went on to be elected governor of New York in 1928, and again in 1930. In 1932, the United States was in the midst of the Great Depression, and Franklin Roosevelt ran for president. He ran on the promise of a New Deal for the American people and won all but 6 states. His New Deal programs radically altered the appearance of the nation. Programs such as the WPA, CCC, and TVA put thousands of people to work and helped create the infrastructure of the nation. The WPA built roads, bridges, dams, lakes, and storm drainage sewers. The CCC improved parks, built lakes, planted trees, and created terraces to help fight wind erosion, while the TVA built more than 40 dams in 7 southern states. This prevented flooding in the region and set up electrical power grids to run off of hydroelectricity. Roosevelt increased the size and scope of government tremendously. His administration created dozens of new government agencies that assumed many different responsibilities. During his presidency, extensive labor laws, such as minimum wage and a 44-hour work week, were also passed. Labor unions were strengthened, and the government became a tool to influence and govern the economy. As the 1930s became the 1940s, Franklin Roosevelt continued serving as president during World War II. His leadership and decision-making ability helped the nation navigate through the war years and become the dominant military power in the world. Franklin Roosevelt is the only president to serve more than 2 terms in office. He was elected to the position 4 times, 1932, 1936, 1940, and 1944. This had a dramatic impact on the country and led to the passage of the 22nd Amendment to the United States Constitution. This amendment states that no president may serve more than 2 terms. Roosevelt was not without his critics. Many of his opponents disliked the New Deal, claiming he was leading America down the path of socialism. He was also criticized heavily for his attempt to pack the Supreme Court with justices favorable to his policies. After Congress and the court system began challenging or rejecting many of his New Deal programs, he attempted to increase the number of Supreme Court justices from 9 to 15. This would have allowed him to appoint all 6 of the new justices and balance the court in his favor. Despite these criticisms, Roosevelt was very popular throughout his presidency and remains so today. There is a monument in Washington, D.C. dedicated to his honor. His image appears on the dime, and there are numerous parks, schools, and other buildings named after him. He is frequently listed amongst the most influential presidents the United States has ever had.